The opinions expressed on this program are those of the program hosts and guests and are not necessarily those of WSTU. WSTU does not endorse products that may be mentioned. Any reproduction or retransmission of this broadcast is strictly prohibited without written consent of WSTU. It's time for Martin County Movers and Shakers. And now, here's your host.
Well, hello, everyone. It is fast approaching the end of June, and we're very excited for lots of great things happening in these summer months here in Martin County and throughout the Treasure Coast. I'm your happy hostess with the mostest, Anna Valencia Tillery, and a big shout out and thank you to White Glove Moving and Storage, who makes this broadcast possible each and every week. In these summer months, a lot of folks consider moving. They consider upsizing, downsizing, kids are out of school, new job opportunities. If you know of anyone in your circle of influence that is looking at a relocation and they do not want to move their own heavy items in the months of July and August, I get it. Have them call White Glove Moving and Storage. We'd be happy to. It's always a free estimate. We do as much or as little as folks need in the span of what their move is. And a lot of times it's renovations, right? So they're not actually moving. They just need items up and off of the floor so that they can put in new hardwoods or fresh paint. If that's the case, we have short-term storage solutions, or we can just simply shift things into their own garage and bring it all back once the work is done. And also a nice shout out to the amazing businesses throughout Martin County that hosted a food drive box. I am happy and so proud to report that with over 60 locations throughout Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County, our goal of 2,500 pounds of non-perishable food to get to the Treasure Coast Food Bank so that they could distribute was exceeded. It was exceeded by a whole lot, folks, a whole lot indeed. We raised collectively 3,543 pounds of food. It is tremendous, and as a result, over 400 soup kitchens and food pantries throughout the Treasure Coast will be fully stocked. When kids are out of school, the demand is increased, yet we have fewer residents in the area, so it was just really impressive to see everybody step up, fill up those boxes, and like I said, White Glove Moving and Storage, we provide the logistics, we provide the materials and the cohesive efforts to bring it all to life. And I'm just so proud of everyone. It's really, really such a blessing. When you saw how much food that really created, how much that was when it was all together, it was like, whoa. Now, in the studio, I am very excited to bring back our friends from Keep Martin Beautiful. A lot of you know that I am very passionate about personal responsibility when it comes to beautifying where we live, work, and play. As a moving company, no one wants to come to our area if it isn't beautiful. And you have to take pride in where you live. And I know that thanks to the efforts of Keep Martin Beautiful and the hundreds of volunteers, that is a reality. So here in the studio today, I have Tiffany Smith. She's the executive director of Keep Martin Beautiful. And alongside her, Mr. Craig A. Hall. He is the president of the board, as well as in charge of circular recycling with the coolest business card I've ever seen. So happy to have you both here. And I'd like to kick it off by talking about the Adopt a Road program, because White Glove Moving and Storage just got our road sign put up and we're so excited.
Yes, Anna, we are so excited to have White Glove Moving and Storage get their sign, and think we're going to stage a little picture there tomorrow.
Yes.
So be sure to look out for that. Just really glad to have you guys involved and appreciate all you do for the community and for us. Thank you for having us here.
And you have to think that when I myself wouldn't be able to live without my vehicle, right? I'm driving all the time. The Treasure Coast is big spaces and you have to be able to have, an ability to get from point A to point B. And I always am looking at the roads. I'm always looking at how well folks are able to maintain those roads. And when folks look at adopting a road, you're sort of taking on some responsibility to make sure that it's kept free of litter and debris. And it's really a great way to have a personal stake in the overall appearance of your community. And as it stands right now, there's only 10 roads available here in Martin County.
Yes, there is. Our program in Martin County is actually one of the more successful programs in the state
I
as
would think
compared to
so.
the other affiliates of Keep America Beautiful. They all do a great job of volunteers getting together, but Martin County has continually outshined the rest of the state for adopting roads. And you're right, it is exciting to only be down to 10 roads yet to
Yeah.
adopt throughout the county. So it's a great thing.
So let's talk about what comes with that Adopt a Road process. What does it entail? I know that there's a set number of cleanups throughout the year, right?
Yes. So they're 6 times a year.
Okay.
Volunteers groups clean up, and they make their own schedules, and Keep Martin Beautiful provides them with the supplies.
Wonderful.
So garbage bags, gloves, safety vests, pickup sticks. They just have to call us to coordinate.
And a little bit of
Thanks.
sunscreen, folks.
Yes.
A little bit of sunscreen goes a long
A
way.
little bit of water too.
Yeah.
Make sure you
Yes,
hydrate.
Yes.
that's a very good point. And then, of course, you get your business name or your organization's name posted under that really fancy Adopt a Road. Now, you all are very active on social media. Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's a number of things coming up that I want our listeners to be able to figure out. So how can they get involved with this Adopt a Road? I know that the website, if for some reason they're driving, they can't write it down, it's right there via your Facebook page.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep. They can send us a Facebook message. They can give us a call. They can call us, or, like I said, message on Facebook. Our phone number I'll throw out there
Please.
just in case anyone wants to write it down is 772-781-1222.
They also can go to our website at keep martinbeautiful.org and log on and get all the information there as well.
And right from that website, you can check out the list of the available roads. Choose a road that makes sense for you, for your daily life and routine and that of your business. You fill out the application. I can attest that it's pretty straightforward, very simple, right? And then once the application is approved, you'll receive an agreement, review it, sign it. And once you've received that and it's been completed, you kind of come up with your calendar of your organized cleanups, take care of any associated costs, right?
Yep.
And then that's it. Simple. The sign goes up and away we go.
It's a great
That's right.
event. I've had the opportunity to do it to experiences from both Keep Martin Beautiful and as a business owner. Getting your group of employees out there, it's a good team building event. People may not think that, but you get a handful of employees out there on a Saturday morning or a Sunday morning, cleaning up for a couple hours. It can be interesting. Even at homeowners groups that we've got involved, it's
True.
really good feedback. So it's not just for businesses. It can be for a family. It could be for a HOA. It could be any organization that wants to get together. It's really a great team building experience, and it's fun to do.
It really
is
is.
fun. I've seen a lot of families getting involved lately,
Aw.
and it's nice to see the young ones out there starting early and showing their commitment to their communities.
Yeah, that environmental stewardship.
Mhm.
And of course, I mean, for the marketer and me, I mean, it is a great marketing opportunity.
Absolutely.
That's okay. You can spend those dollars and then get some
Mhm.
credit for it. There's nothing wrong with that. Additionally, we have a very exciting event. I know it seems like it's far off, but September 21st is really not that far from now. Let's talk about our very exciting International Coastal Cleanup.
Sure. So the International Coastal Cleanup will be on Saturday, September 21st. And it is, I think, the 24th year Keep Martin Beautiful has been
Wow.
coordinating it in Martin County.
Okay.
So, and each year we get about 1,000 to 2,000 volunteers come out, and they take to all the beaches, parks, waterways, all the nooks and crannies throughout the community. And we've been, proudly the facilitator of that cleanup. So we are gearing up for that. We are so excited. There'll be information coming out within the next couple weeks on how to register online. And so be sure to save that date, September 21st. Something we're really trying to do this year is to make sure that we get the most efficient use of volunteers throughout the community so that we can make the largest impact. So we have a volunteer doing a study right now on the litter at each said location that we clean up.
So then you allocate appropriately the number of volunteers based on the influx of litter. That makes sense.
Yeah.
And to think that it's happening in other parts of the globe simultaneously, I mean, that's a huge feeling to be part of a movement that's that vast.
It is.
Wow.
And I would comment, a funny thing is September's usually a little warm here in South Florida.
True.
And we always have somebody ask us, can we move the date to a little cooler month? And we have to point to the advertisement that says it's an international coastal cleanup. So we don't have any really decision-making power on that. Sometimes we're a little interrupted by hurricanes, but
right. Yeah.
that's another thing to consider. But it's a great event to have. And it happens throughout the entire county and the entire globe.
Yeah, tens of thousands. I mean, that is like breathtaking. And I would assume then in the next coming weeks, when the areas open up, folks can form teams, or you can go as individuals or as individual families. I know that there's always a demand, and school will be back in session then, where students have to get X number of volunteer hours. Is Keep Martin Beautiful a good fit to be able to help allocate those hours and sign off?
Yep. Keep Martin Beautiful, we can sign off on volunteer hours, and it's a perfect opportunity to do so in any time, really. If
throughout the year,
anytime that a student needs community service hours, we know that they do for college.
Yeah.
We can sign off on those. They just have to contact us and fill out a cleanup report, and we can help them out.
I love that, because that really is very important, and that can make or break scholarship opportunities, entrance opportunities. So for families that are listening and, the kids are kind of twiddling their thumbs, or I shouldn't say twiddling, they're using their thumbs on gaming systems. This could be an excellent opportunity to just log some hours and take advantage of the fact that there's ample amounts of, what are some of the examples that throughout the year kids can do aside from the organized cleanups themselves with Keep Martin Beautiful?
So throughout the year, they can pick any park or location that may be, their favorite spot or close to home. And again, similar to the Adopt a Road, we're happy to give supplies, and they can form a group of their own, or, go themselves or with a parent. And yeah,
that's really
very
exciting.
simple. We'll share pictures. We love to give shout outs to our volunteers on our social media. So,
and you have a great following on your social media platform. So it's really important for people to just know that if you're blanking on something and you think, gosh, I really want to get in touch with Keep Martin Beautiful, you can find them, utilize their social media platform and look through the pictures and say, that's a good fit for me, and then call and figure out the details thereafter. Now, obviously, Keep Martin Beautiful has a lot of opportunity to also help with beautification. We just highlighted litter prevention. We highlighted the waste reduction, doing these organized cleanups, beautification and community improvement, as well as environmental stewardship education. Let's highlight some of that if I can. Of course, having the president of the board and the executive director here, I know that there must be some things that really speak to you as far as some of your favorite roles within the organization. Could you shed a little light?
I'll take this one first. We're starting a brand new project, which is the Martin Grade Scenic Highway.
Oh.
It's a wonderful lady in our community, Mary Dawson. She started this program and got this designation of Martin Grade, which is a 12-mile stretch out in western Martin County between Highway 609 and 710. It got this designation. She started on in 2006, worked really hard, logged numerous hours, put this report together, and the history of that from the Seminole Indians and how the road got built and how that area used to be part of the Everglades. It's a really cool project. Well, we've taken on that as Keep Martin Beautiful as a new initiative. She just didn't have time to do it all anymore. So we, as a board, decided to take that on, and we are one of 25 scenic highways throughout the state of Florida.
Oh.
It's managed by the Florida DOT, which we met with last week. So this is a brand new project that if people want to get involved with, we're going to highlight this Canopy Road. It's one of the most beautiful roads you'll travel in Florida. It's a 12-mile stretch, and it connects communities. We've got the Village of Indiantown, which was just incorporated, and in our western part of Martin County, which this road connects that community. It connects the community of City of Okeechobee, Okeechobee County, that road, that 12-mile stretch, as beautiful it is as it is, it really connects the beach and the lake. We're the only areas that you can watch the sunrise on the beach in the morning and go to the top of that rim canal and watch the sunset on Lake Okeechobee. And that's just unheard of. It's so this Martin Grade project and the promotion of it, we're looking to fundraise, to put up kiosks, to have events out there, to get people to really appreciate the beauty of that part of the county. Other than, we obviously have beautiful beaches and infrastructure on the coast, but there's a whole nother part of this community that a lot of people don't know is there. So we're excited about that new project.
Well said. I could see why. Plus, I always am a sucker for a beautiful canopy road.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
Driving through.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And you're right. I didn't know about that road. Guess where I'm going immediately following the broadcast. I'm road tripping it back the long way.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. And how about you, Tiffany? Are you active in the schools when school starts back up? What's some of the ways that we're able to help educate?
Well, one of the big projects I think we talked about, last time I was in, we were getting ready for the Environmental Stewardship Awards.
Yes.
So that did happen in April, and it was so much fun. We got to recognize 50 different individuals throughout our community, youth, businesses, government organizations, other nonprofits. We got to give out some special awards for people who had been involved for more than 25 years, because it is our 25th anniversary this year as well.
Happy birthday.
Thanks.
Happy birthday, Keep Martin Beautiful. That's wonderful.
So yeah, that's a really great way that we recognize and honor the youth and the individuals doing stuff in our community. So.
And that's a really important thing to jump on really quick, if we may, because our listeners our lives don't stop just because the kids are out of school, right? Like business still goes on. There's lots of things that are happening. And there's important steps that folks can take as businesses, as individuals, as groups, and as youth, where we can make some little checklists of how we could think of those people that we know that really step up to do a great job in protecting and beautifying our community, and bring them that recognition through a free nomination with Keep Martin Beautiful, right? Like they can be building up that resume, so to speak,
they can be doing that right now. Absolutely, because it'll be, September, the cleanup, and then we'll be looking for nominations. So
immediately thereafter.
Get the nominations together now, start thinking about those people.
And in most of those schools now, there is a green club that's been formed. And so look for opportunities within your school that's already established. Adriana Mancini, who used to be a board member of ours, she's a wonderful young lady that started a lot of these green clubs and is still helping promote in the schools, even though she just graduated, and also has another organization that she runs. So there's opportunities within the schools to get involved with these green clubs. And those are usually the ones that we see at Keep Martin Beautiful, because they are so involved in recycling programs and beautification programs at their school or in their community that around their school. And it is, and we had the youth that was represented at our last awards ceremony was amazing. It's really exciting. They're doers. They get things done. They're not just talking about how things should be. They're getting things done at a really young age. It's impressive.
I always kid because when my son, now he's bigger than I am at the age of 12. When he was very small, when we would go on these organized cleanups, I've been active with the, Keep Florida Beautiful and the affiliates of Keep America Beautiful since I started in Florida, which is going on 16 years now. And with his little tiny hands, I'd be like, "Oh, honey, I'm going to need your little tiny baby hands to get into some of these cracks and crevices and whatnot." And it's just great that they can get involved and step up and see a direct result in their efforts. I mean, when you're doing a cleanup, when you're doing something organized like that, it was dirty. You worked hard. Now it is clean. And we like instant gratification in today's society. And there it is. It doesn't get much more instant than seeing those amazing before and afters. Now, I do see where our beautiful Miss Tiffany has brought some fabulous stats for over the past 5 years of Keep Martin Beautiful. And I'm going to lead her off and then let her take it away from there. But nearly 15,000 volunteers in the course of 5 years. That is incredible. And age isn't a factor. I mean, just 15,000 volunteers. That's
Mhm.
tremendous.
Yeah, we're really lucky here in Martin County, and we are so appreciative of the support that we get for our cleanups. And with those volunteers, about 47,000 hours of time
Wow.
has been dedicated to those cleanups, and that has equated to more than $1 million in donated services, and that's at no taxpayer cost.
Beautiful. We all love to hear that. Let's face
Absolutely.
it. That is great. That makes us feel really good that it makes a meaningful
Mhm.
difference. It affects the bottom line.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep, it does.
And thus far, we've raised 136 tons of litter and marine debris. I mean, just gone out of sight. We're able to replace it where it goes, utilize it appropriately. But now that's from out of our parks, our neighborhoods, our roadways, our beaches, and our shorelines. That's wow.
Mhm.
That's a lot. I can't
Yeah,
even
that's-
visualize how many bags of trash that is, right?
It's even greater when you visualize it because plastic doesn't weigh a lot.
Right.
So when you get those kind of numbers for tonnages, plastics, the cigarette butts, which is predominantly what we find,
yes.
Mhm.
it just doesn't weigh a lot. And when you equate it to that kind of tonnage, if you were to see it in mass, it's much bigger than it
Mhm.
looks. So than the tonnages reflect. So it's a little overwhelming sometimes when you see the stuff coming in off of these cleanups.
I can only imagine. And being that you have circular recycling in the last few minutes of the broadcast, Craig, can you give our listeners a little bit of a backstory on your business and how it contributes to our community and, of course, to keep Martin beautiful?
Sure. Probably, we provide a variety of commercial recycling services. Probably the one I'm most excited about is a food waste recycling, which we started about a year ago and have pulled out about 80,000 pounds of food that was destined for landfills.
Ah,
We take pre-consumer waste from restaurants and pantries that is no longer edible for human
Sure.
consumption. And a lot of it, too, is just a prep station. A restaurant, most of their food debris is being generated where they prep their food.
sure.
So instead of swiping left, they swipe right into our bin. We collect it, and we take that food and we deliver it to farmers in Palm City, and the farmers use it as feed because it's
Ah.
still really good feed for livestock. It's fresh vegetables. It just happens to be the ends.
The ends of it. Yeah. Sure.
It's not something you would probably eat. That's probably the most. We do standard recycling of commercial waste, but the food waste, which is 25% of our waste stream, we try to find a beneficial reuse right here in Martin County. So we're not putting it on trucks and transferring it to Miami or Orlando. It's
Sure.
right back here in the community. And the food waste, it's been received very well. It's really exciting to do, and it's fun to go feed the
It
animals.
makes a lot of sense. I get it. How can folks, they are business owners, they're restaurant owners, they're saying, I work at a club, this makes perfect sense, I want to get involved. How can they reach out to you at Circular Recycling?
They could call us at our phone number is 772-221-8040, or they can go to our website, circularrecyclingfl.com.
Thank you both so much for being here. Tiffany Smith, Executive Director of Keep Martin Beautiful. You can find them online. Craig Ahall, pleasure. Thank you so much for your volunteerism and serving in this capacity. Ladies and gentlemen, Martin County Movers and Shakers, I'm Anna Valencia Tillery. Until next week, cheers.